Hello everybody, welcome back to Body Tuning Live. I'm sorry I didn't get the stream up earlier. Okay, but you can tune in afterwards over here. So anyway, this is day one of fasting, and I need to burn off the sugar in my body to get this going. Oh good, we have somebody. Yes, again, I'm sorry I didn't get the stream up ahead of time. I was a little bit behind schedule today. Anyway, today's day one of my fast. It's been about 18 hours without food, so we're just getting going. And it's really important in the early days of the fast to try to clear the sugar from the body as fast as possible. So today we're going to focus on just getting a decent workout and keeping the heart rate up. Okay, so let's start with some easy bouncing. We're just going to try to burn off all the extra sugar in our body. Yeah, bouncing, shaking, bouncing, shaking. Good, good, good. Okay, we're just going to keep it moving today pretty continuously. Try to get the heart rate up and get access to the excess sugar without the use of insulin, one of the other major benefits of exercise. Good, nice aggressive bouncing in the knees. Start to pump the knees up and down. The heels are staying down, just bending in the knees. Trying to get the muscles to work here. Shoulders loose, bouncing, no control. Good, starting to pick up the heels, swiping towards the butt. Using the back of the leg to pull upwards. Good, kicking the legs out to each side. Shaking, shaking, keeping the pace quickly. Shaking the arms out. Kicking backwards sometimes. Forwards. Getting a good swing through the arms, loosening, loosening the body. Good, bending deep, getting the swing to come through the arms. Take a nice wide stance, and while the leg becomes unweighted, we're just going to try to move smoothly through the legs, smoothly through the movement. Right? The foot comes up, but casually, and we're just swinging side to side. Keep the legs open when you're in the air so they don't collapse. It's just different, right? Notice how when you keep the leg up, this takes a little bit more effort for the sides of the hips to maintain this position. Good, adding in the knee bend. Keep the stance wide, wide, wide. Traveling distance. Good. Shaking out, light, easy twisting. Easy breathing, nothing special. Just getting the muscles to use the shoulder. Shaking the wrists out, bending the elbows. Doing big circles with the floppy wrist. Going down a little bit in between. Good. Shimming the chest. Let's stretch this neck and spine out here casually, easy. Good. Still need to warm up here a little bit more. Start to pick the legs up. Try to find the easy stepping rhythm that I use. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Step. Good. Easy hopping again. If you can get more twist in the body, that's good. If not, just stay comfortable here. And if you don't like to bounce off the ground, you just stay in the knees going up and down. Easy stuff. A little bit side to side. Good. Shake the knees in place. Now get the speed. Good. Bending the knees slightly here. We're going to do the same, lifting each heel and clicking. Boom, 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 boom. That's a very challenging exercise, okay? It's also one of my favorites. You get a little bit low in the knees and you work on clicking the heels, okay? And as you speed up the rhythm, right, when you start to go really fast here, you notice the hips have to stabilize quite a bit in order to control the speed. Otherwise, we become uncoordinated and the rhythm feels funny. So you just try to focus on the clarity of rhythm. It's easy hopping again. Let the arms be long and lazy. Good. Opening up the arms now. We're going to start to take care of the breathing, okay? We're going to slow down a little bit here. We're just going to work on shaking open the arms, getting the chest to open, okay? Coming down. Oh. All right, now we're gonna do this funny exercise. We're gonna try to stretch the legs, okay? We're not gonna go down so far. We're gonna actually let the knees bend, and we're just gonna focus on keeping the hands against the thighs, okay? We're just gonna reach down along the thighs, and you're gonna see how the hips come backwards in order to do that, right? We don't wanna feel like we're doing like this. It's too stressful, okay? So bend the knees and let the hips go backwards as the hands slide down the thighs. Okay, we're just going to do this a few times up and down. If you've been part of our series for a while now, you're familiar with the drinking bird exercise that we do in sitting, where we do a lot of this flexing, rocking from the hips like this. And we want to have the same movement feeling here. So that it feels just like we're doing the drinking bird, just rocking forwards from the hips, the spine very stable. But here we're adding to the movement, right? We have the hip flexion like the drinking bird, but we also have the knees bending so the hips can go backwards. Good. I'm going to start to stretch out the legs, each leg just going down, reaching. It doesn't matter how far down you get, just go and try to get some extra depth. Just touch the legs. It's here, I'm safe. You're stretching lightly. Good. Let's bounce that out real quick. Kicking the legs out here and there. Good, I'm starting to heat up. This is good. My sugar is burning. Okay, let's move into some leg swings. So that same step, step pattern. We're going to use that again here, okay? But we're going to keep the leg straight. Step, step, step. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Step, step, step. Here you want to make sure that you're crossing over the body towards the leg that's coming up. And we don't want to see anything like this. Oh, God. If you can't go high, you don't go high. We stay low. No problem. But remember, we always want to develop that easy reciprocal movement where we're crossing across the body. That helps us stay down in the middle with our center of gravity. Okay, we're going to start to build this up now. We're going to take 3 to go as high as we can, and then 3 to come down. Okay, boom. Okay, going higher now. And the highest. And back down, middle. And easy light. Good. Shaking out the legs. Shivering in and out with the legs now. Just trying to get the hamstrings we just stretched to flop out and be loose again. Good. Let's take it right into some balance moves. Coming up, stretching here. 1, 2 seconds, and immediately to the other side. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Remember to focus on the stability of the standing leg. All right, I'm more interested in seeing how stable I am in this position rather than how much stretch I get here. There are more effective ways to stretch the quadriceps for sure, using a wall or the floor to help. But this also works on the balance, so I like this exercise. And just see how stable you can get, how quickly. Good. Now pumping the legs behind us 3 times. Going up. Here we go. Pumping, pumping, pumping. Pumping, pumping, pumping. Good. If you were part of our kneeling class, let's explore that movement again. We'll just do this a few times if you're not familiar with it. We're just going to try to go down as comfortably as we can and get to the knees as easily as we can. And then we'll just go back up in reverse. Okay? We'll just do this two to three times tops, okay? Use whatever you need to hold on. Don't put too much pressure into the body, okay? If it doesn't feel comfortable, just wait. We'll move on in a second. Nice. Okay. Opening up the stance nice and wide now. We're going to start to get these sideways lunges, okay? Here you want to focus on letting the arm move, the leg move away from you. So we draw into the other side of the body, right? Get the weight over this leg. Yeah. Pressing out, using the arms to mirror the legs. Using the hands to articulate the movement, making nice gestures, moving smoothly. I think you can have a more narrow stance is fine too. It's more important to get the coordination, okay? Feel the butt squeeze on the long leg. Right? Feel the contraction, boom. Very pointed contraction in the butt muscles. Squeeze the back of the head. Good. Coming up a little bit narrower. Okay, we're just going to sink in. I'm going to work here in our horse stance for a bit. Okay, so you got the feet parallel, and you're driving the knees open. Okay, none of this business. Just open the knees as far as you can. The feet still flat on the floor, and you just go down to what's comfortable. Okay, I'm just going to bounce here while we work on the upper body. You get the shoulder blades to start circling up around the neck. Lifting up and dropping to the thighs. To the butt, hitting the butt, lifting, dropping to the butt. Getting some easy rotation here. Notice how stable the lower body is, right? You don't see my belt moving. It's very much grounded in the hips and the floor. Okay, so we're going to try to bounce a little bit now, adding the stress to the legs. Woo-hoo. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting it. Keep driving the knees open if you can. Okay, we're going to slowly come up or leave the position. Good, shaking the knees out. Good, opening up into the lunges side to side, okay? Look at the footwork, Turns all the way over and reaching. So you feel the long, long, long line from here to the foot, okay? Slowly look how the foot, when I come back, turns in, the hips open, and the back foot turns. Back foot turns in, open, turning in. So at some point you need to open both hips and turn in. Sinking deeper into the hips now. And then coming back out. Focusing easy turning, easy turning. Good, staying low in the knees still. We're going to make the monkey swings here. Trying to feel the blood rush to the fingers. Shaking out each shoulder. Ooh. And we're over. Good, getting the arms up behind the head, rotating, doing the same footwork as the big lunges, right? Foot closes, turns over. Both hips open, turns over. Good. Bringing the feet together and twisting. Yeah, twist, twist, twist. Good, sending the hips one way, stretching over, going the other. Oh yeah, pulling the arm out. Okay, for this one, I like to keep the palm up as I reach, so that way when it comes over, the palm's still up rather than this way. Okay, when you work with the palm up or the shoulder and external rotation, the overhead movement that puts the stress into the big lat muscle of the back, which is great. This is really important for the shoulder. If we keep the palm down when we reach, we'll affect more of the upper muscles of the shoulder and the rotator cuff, which can be okay, but usually the limitation in overhead movement comes from the bigger muscles. You can test this easily by if you put the palms down and lift the arm overhead. You can see, okay, maybe you're closer, okay? If I do palm up, oh, I'm getting stuck. Right? If I open the palm, I can reach much farther. So by stretching with the palm up, I need to work on my bigger deficit in the lat muscles, okay? So we can do that with the same exercise, right? We're stretching over. This time, the palm's facing backwards towards the door behind me. And I use this arm to pull this arm out, right? I'm grabbing and pushing. And not too long in one position. Just go in, get the stretch, come out. You can also use the inhale into the side ribs to increase. Wow. Okay, let's start to cool down the neck and shoulders here. Just getting some easy circles in. Get the jaw moving again. Okay, as we work on this cool down, I'll give you some of the updates on the fast if anybody's following along. During these first few days, basically we're just trying to get all the sugar out of the body. And during the first day of the fast is the most interesting because you still have plenty of sugar stored in the muscles and the liver and the bloodstream. So you don't really need the food for the first hour. You don't get the strong, incredible desire. What you feel is the mind and the habits in your life asking for food all the time. You realize, oh, I'm bored. I should go eat right now. And then you think, oh, right, I'm fasting. I can't do that. And it really exposes how much psychological involvement there is in our hunger system. So that's my favorite part of the day one on the fast, because you realize, oh boy, I have all these habits related to eating that have nothing to do with fueling my body. So that's the big takeaway for the first day of the fast. Okay? And then basically we're still going to just plummet the blood sugar over the next day and a half. And then around day 2.5 to 3, the metabolism is going to try to switch over to burning only fat. And that's when we're going to start to get more energy towards the end of the fast. So today and tomorrow, I'll probably keep working like this to get the sugar out of my body. And then probably days 3, 4, and 5, we'll do something a little bit more gentle and perhaps try to investigate the organs inside of the body in more depth and just go from there. Okay. So we're just pumping out the shoulders. Just do some easy rotations hanging from side to side. And walking around the circle saying no. Again, now that we're in the stretching realm, you want to try to use our other techniques like relaxing, the release breathing. Let the body stretch. Don't try to make stretch. Just try to release, and the stretch will happen. Good. Both hands coming here, and we're just going to pinch the muscles in the upper trapezius. Okay. I like to take the hands like a pincer. What I do is I reach over with the elbows up, and I pinch, and then I don't use my hands anymore. I just drop the elbows down, and it kind of rotates the hand this way, right? So I get the pull for free. So I go up, I pinch, and I just drop the elbows. Whoa, boy. And we can also use squeezing, getting a big fist in there. Good. Up and down. Let's pump the face a little bit. Get the eyes to work. Refreshing everything. Massaging around the ears. Oh, on the back of the scalp. There we go. Keep pumping the face, massaging the scalp. Try to go till you get some burning or staleness in the face. Good. And we're just going to close with the tongue circles. Okay, we're going to do 12 one way and 12 the other way. You stay between the teeth and the gums. It looks silly. Whew. Wow. Awesome. Okay, everybody, if you have any questions about the fast, if you're trying this at all and are worried about something going on, don't hesitate to email. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow with some more great exercise. Okay, bye, everybody.